Firstly, thank you all so much for such a generous support of just being here at this fundraiser. Can you hear me all right? The mic seems to be moving in its own way. Tonight, it's about a touch of Bollywood, and the touch of Bollywood really gives us that spirit that we're talking about. What is it? It's about living. It's about fun. It's about sharing and coming together. It's a touch of glamour. It's a touch of getting to know each other, and that's part of the philosophy in palliative care. So, my most important thing to firstly do is to thank the fundraising committee. I'd like you to stand up as I call your names. Jackie Martinez, our volunteer coordinator. Brendan Miles, social worker. Chris Ghauri, Palliative Care CMS. Where are you, Chris? Up the back. Kate Zito, our admin officer. Where are you, Kate, in your gorgeous sari? Up the back. And our gorgeous MC, and really my right-hand man in palliative care, Joshua Cohen, our palliative care CNC. The last person in our committee is Joy Kumar. Where are you, Joy? Joy, private banker from Commonwealth Bank. Joy came to me end of last year and she said, Ghauri, come on, we've got to do something Bollywood, something Indian, something fun, and we're going to fundraise a lot of money. And so I said, okay, I'm much more of a clinician, but I'll take your lead. We started 2 months ago, and I think we've done okay. So thank you to my team. I would like you now to indulge me because I'd like to take you on a journey to tell you what palliative care is and what our Concord Centre for Palliative Care is. I think we're very lucky to live in the 21st century. I think modern medicine has given us so many advances. It's made the possibility of cure. It's given the possibility of prevention, genetic modulation, so many changes that have given us such good health. It's also, at the same time, allowed people to live longer. It's prolonged life. But has the pendulum swung too far? Why do I say that? In the times of Hippocrates, we understood there were diseases, and the idea was to control the suffering, the symptoms that diseases caused. There was compassionate care. And I think sometimes in the modernisation and technological advances, we've lost the care. We've lost the compassionate aspect to healthcare and medicine. And hence, has the pendulum swung too far? I think palliative care is an attempt to marry the science and the art. And I'll be the first person to say we need evidence-based medicine, we need to do better, we need to make sure that the care that we give is spot on. But we mustn't forget the humanity that we're dealing with people. To cure sometimes, to relieve often, to comfort always. And in that, Dame Cecily Saunders was probably the first person who brought contemporary hospice movement and the hospice, or the palliative care unit as it's more commonly known around Australia. And in the 1970s, late 1960s, 1970s, she, with a background of nursing, realised that we were missing some of that humanity. She said, "You matter because you are you, and you matter to the end of your life. We will do all we can not only to help you die peacefully, but also to live until you die." And that's the essence of palliative care. So many people think palliative care is just about the dying end. It's not. It's about living. And so the first hospice unit was opened, and once again, it was about research, academia, but at the same time, symptom control, psychological well-being. Please indulge me further. I want to read a poem. The Unknown Sea, an anthology of poems on living and dying, selected by Professor Rod McLeod, who's a palliative care physician in Greenwich. Hands, by Natalie Horniak. I have watched you build my life with those hands. You made love with those hands. You first held me, fed me, and lay me down with those hands. You held cups of emptiness with me when Dolly had a tea party. You applied my makeup for the ballet recital, and you haven't stopped applauding me since. You've made sandcastles and birthday cakes. You've helped me up, then kissed it all better. You've dried tears, calmed fears, and you've never not been beside me. I look at those hands now, the skin, thin like crepe paper, every path you've ever followed mapped in blue by veins. Every concern etched in your palm, defining every shadow of dark and light. Your pride is painted into the red of the enamel. Your love in your fingers clutching mine. And I realise I really do have your life resting in my hands. For those of us who work in palliative care, we take our job very seriously because we do believe that this end phase of someone's life is so important, just as important as a birth is, just as important as living is. And so the jobs that we do at times are very difficult, but very rewarding, very important and very special. So in Concord, in our Sydney Local Health District, we asked what was it that we needed in a palliative care unit. And the design, as Tim Sinclair has already said, was carefully thought out. We engaged consumers, we looked at other facilities, we asked staff who worked in palliative care and outside palliative care, and we had an architect design, purpose-built, standalone, 20-bedded facility. And that's our Concord Centre for Palliative Care. It's homely, it's light, it's airy. We had family and children in mind. On Thursday, when I was walking to the Palliative Care Centre, I was amazed when I heard squeals of laughter. And I looked through this glass and I saw 3 or 4 children kicking a soccer ball within the Palliative Care Centre. That's what we wanted to establish and provide. As Tim said, if you couldn't be at home, we wanted to bring home to our palliative care centre. We've got a garden area that each room opens into, bath and therapy room for diversional therapy, but we need a diversional therapist, and a staff area for quiet time. We know that palliative care has to work within a multidisciplinary facet. We need allied health. We need links within the hospital, and I think we're really enmeshed in the hospital. And we need links with our community. And thank you, John, for talking so highly about the community relationship of Concord Hospital. I want to once again say that it's about living and not just about dying, but it's about palliative care. We want to allow family members to stay overnight, lots of family to be around the patient, and the decor. We even looked at colours and colour schemes that was pleasing at this time. So that's one of our single rooms, very large, and accommodates many people visiting the patient. How people die remains in the memory of those who live on. So family were very, very important. If you look at the right top hand, you can't quite see it, but we've got a barbecue. And the barbecue was used on one occasion when someone celebrated their granddaughter's 5-year-old birthday. The design includes a library so people can sit, and the most outstanding is this communal area. And you know what's magical about that? Families come together, they talk to each other, and often provide supportive care to each other. So the Concord Centre for Palliative Care, the actual ward itself opened on the 1st of July 2014, 20 beds, 16 single rooms. It's functioning very well at the moment. There are challenges. For our nursing colleagues, it's difficult to man 16 single rooms. So there are challenges, but we are dedicated. We will get over those challenges. So on our beautiful grounds of Concord Hospital, the unit actually sits just there, brand new purpose-built unit. And I think Josh will be talking more about why we need to fundraise, but sometimes the scope of palliative care goes beyond the day-to-day hospital budget. And it's other things like diversional therapy, art therapy, music therapy, dignity therapy, getting patients to young mums to write letters and set up a diary and photo album so they can pass it on to their children when they're not here. These are very important activities. We want to get the research and academia right, and we in the next 5 years are going to say we are going to be the best hub for palliative care research in New South Wales. So, live as you would have wished to live when you're dying. I present to you the Concord Centre for Palliative Care. So thank you all, absolutely from the bottom of my heart. I'm rather emotional at the moment because this is something that I've personally been working towards, but so many dedicated people, Debbie Flood, others sitting at the front table who've put in a lot of effort to see this materialise. 15 years after moving to Canterbury, we're back at Concord, and we are so excited to be part of a tremendous area of medicine healthcare called palliative care. I now leave you with a video.